Hello, this is Yogeshwar 7000, and this is in continuation to our stories from the Puranas. In our last video, we discussed about how the great demon Tarkasura attained his powers from Lord Brahma, and he became so powerful because of the boons given by Brahma that nobody could be as strong as him, and also he could only be killed by the son of Shiva, and Shiva was not even married at that time. So Tarkasura thought that he would be immortal. So people who have not watched my earlier videos, please refer to that. And when the gods went to Brahma, he advised that we should create some kind of a situation where Lord Shiva falls in love with Parvati, they get married, they have a son, and this son will be able to destroy and kill the great demon Tarkasura, who had driven the gods from the heavens and had conquered the three worlds. So this is in continuation to that story from the Puranas on Tarkasura. So the gods now decided to follow Lord Brahma's advice, but how could they ensure that Shiva and Parvati fell in love with each other? And then the king of the gods, Indra, summoned Kamadeva. Kamadeva was actually the god of love, or his other name was even Madana, or Madan as some people call him. So Kamadeva was summoned by the king of the gods, Indra, and Indra asked him that, can you please help us? And Lord Shiva is performing tapasya or meditation in the Himalayas, and Devi Parvati is also in that region. Now we have to make sure that both of them fall in love, and that is going to be the task given or to be performed. The task would be performed by Kamadeva, or in other words, Madana. So Kamadeva was given this task by the king of the gods, Indra, and he went to the place where Shiva was meditating. And when the god of love, Madana or Kamadeva, arrived at the place where Shiva was meditating, all of a sudden spring, the weather, spring came up, and flowers bloomed, and the bees buzzed among the flowers, and then fragrant breezes started to flow through that forest. Now all of a sudden Shiva, who was in meditation, his concentration was disturbed. Why? Because this was not springtime, and all of a sudden as soon as the Lord of Love, Kamadeva, arrived there in the vicinity where Shiva was meditating, it appeared that the weather, spring, had appeared. And spring, as we know, is the weather for ideal for lovers. So that's the reason why Kamadeva created that kind of a scenario there, and this disturbed Shiva. And then all of a sudden, who arrived? Guess who? It was Devi Parvati who arrived there, and she was so beautiful. Obviously she is the ultimate mother, the goddess. She was so beautiful that Lord Shiva was immediately smitten with love for her. And of course Devi Parvati also liked Lord Shiva. And but then Shiva suddenly realized that something is wrong. How could his meditation have been disturbed? How come the springtime appeared all of a sudden where this is not springtime? And Shiva's eyes moved around, and then he realized, and his eyes fell on the place where the god of love, Kamadeva, was hiding. And he immediately came to know that it was Kamadeva who was responsible for this creation of an environment of spring, and so that his meditation, his concentration broke. And of course Parvati appeared and he fell in love with her, and they started to exchange loving glances at each other. And the moment Lord Shiva realized this, he was very angry. And of course, as we know, that Shiva has a third eye, which is in the middle of his forehead. When he gets angry, it opens up, and flames came out of that third eye, which opened up in the middle of his forehead. And these flames burnt the god of love, Kamadeva, into ashes. Now, Kamadeva's wife is Rati, goddess Rati, and when Rati saw that her husband had been burned to ashes, she was so much sad, that's the word, or grieved, that's another word, that she immediately lost consciousness. And when she recovered, she thought, oh my God, what had happened? My husband, and where have you gone? And she was really in a bad state. And then the gods and Rati went out to Shiva, Lord Shiva, and they explained the whole story, that look, this is not the fault of the god of love, Kamadeva. He had been asked by Lord Indra to disturb your meditation, Lord Shiva's meditation, because of the problem of Tarkasura. And please help, because now goddess Rati would be without a husband. Her husband, the god of love, Kamadeva, has been reduced to ashes, so please help. And to which Lord Shiva replied that what has happened, nothing can be done now. However, he said that there is a slight hope here, that he will be reborn again in the city of Dwarka as Lord Krishna's son, and his name is going to be Pradyumna. So that's one breather which Devi Rati and the gods got, that Lord Shiva promised that Kamadeva is going to be reborn as Pradyumna, as Lord Krishna's son, in the city of Dwarka. And then Rati will be reunited with Lord Kamadeva. But until then, she has to wait, just simply wait. And the gods dispersed, and until this point, Shiva and Parvati, Lord Shiva and Devi Parvati's marriage plans had not progressed at all. But they did fall in love, and Devi Parvati always thought of Lord Shiva in her mind all the time. And one day, a sage Narada, who is actually the Devarishi, the rishi of the gods, he came and told her that Shiva is pleased with meditation only, and that's one way to get Lord Shiva. That's what Brahma Rishi, or Devarishi rather, Devarishi Narada told Devi Parvati, that the one way to please Lord Shiva is through tapasya, or meditation. And without tapasya or meditation, even Lord Brahma and other gods do not get to see Lord Shiva. So why don't you perform tapasya or meditation? So Parvati, or Devi Parvati as we should call her, decided to perform tapasya and meditation. And we will stop at our story at this point. And what we'll do is we will follow up with this story in continuation of this video in our next video. Until then, please subscribe to my channel and check out my website. There is a link below, and I will see you with the continuation of this story very soon. Goodbye.